Hi guys, thanks for coming back to Comic Book Lounge. Today we're reading and reviewing Deathstroke the Terminator, issue number 1. This looks like to be a total action comic, so let's not waste any time and jump right in. Here we see Wintergreen, who is Slade Wilson's aka Deathstroke's best friend. He also sets up all his jobs and provides tactical support, talking to Adeline, Slade Wilson's ex-wife. Adeline says, "He's never going to change." Wintergreen responds, "I'm afraid that might be true, my dear, but I can't do this by myself forever. It's too much." Adeline, Wintergreen, I can't sign on to be Slade's manservant. I can barely stand to be in the same room with him. I'm not going to help him with this." He responds, "That's not what I can't continue to be the only person in his life. I can't be in charge of keeping him balanced." Adeline off panel, "I owe your father my life, but..." Wintergreen, "It's too much responsibility for one person. I'm getting older. He's getting older. I won't be around forever. And life of a mercenary is..." Adeline cuts him off. Wintergreen, "He's not a mercenary. He's a killer." We now cut to a cityscape with Deathstroke positioned on the top of a concrete ledge of a rooftop, looking through his scope of his gun. Looks like Deathstroke is in a parking garage, scoping out his next target across the way. We hear Wintergreen over the comms. "Talk to me, Slade. Are we in position?" Deathstroke, "In position. Just about ready." Wintergreen, "Do we have a secure line?" As we see barricades, tanks, and military battalions surrounding a building. Deathstroke doesn't respond. Wintergreen continues, "Hello? We got a secure line or what?" As we look through Slade's scope, counting how many men are in the area, Wintergreen says, "I talked to her this morning." Deathstroke, "Well, I saw Rose." Wintergreen responds, "Was she..." Deathstroke cuts him off and says, "Damn it, Wintergreen. I can't do this while I'm just about to do this job. Give me details. Who's the client?" Wintergreen, "I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't say." Deathstroke, "Can't say on the radio?" Wintergreen, "Can't say at all. This is a blind drop." Deathstroke, "I told you I hate these damn blind drops." Wintergreen responds, "You have, and that's why we charge extra for them." You see Deathstroke break into a truck filled with gas tanks, and he starts hot wiring the truck. As Wintergreen continues, "You need to reach out to her, Slade. If you don't make things right, you can lose her." Deathstroke, "You want to lecture me about losing a child right now? I can't. Just what about the target?" Wintergreen, "Oh, sorry, yes. Witness is Cal Industries deposition. He's a whistleblower, 46 years old. Your heads-up display is programmed for facial recognition. Caucasian, divorced, father of 3. Deathstroke chimes in, "Hey, just like me." Wintergreen, "Is this going to be an issue?" Deathstroke puts on his mask and says, "Why would this be an issue? What's standing in my way other than the armored trucks?" Wintergreen, "I assume those are full of..." Deathstroke, "Ex-special forces, still government, private sector, I think." "We don't have that information," Wintergreen says. "They appear to be well trained though. Reaching the target won't be easy. It's protective custody, emphasis on protective. They got him locked up tight." Deathstroke, "So not government?" Wintergreen, "Once you make it past the trucks on the perimeter, there's still guards at every entrance. More inside the facility." Deathstroke, "Pretty standard stuff. Anything else?" "Yeah, call your daughter." "Anything else about the job?" "Yes, the client asked this be done quietly." As we see Deathstroke use his staff to hold the gas pedal down. Deathstroke says, "Yeah, I bet they do. Quietly is why we have to take all these cheapo jobs in the first place. Maybe we need to remind these people who I am. Advertise a little." "You'll have to apologize to the client," Wintergreen, as we see the truck's tires spinning. And in the next scene, we see the truck crashing through the parking garage. Deathstroke on top of the truck with one arm holding the gas pedal down with his staff and shooting the gun with his other hand. As he says, "We're doing this one loud." We see a silhouette of Deathstroke in the truck flying through the air. Deathstroke thinking, "Okay, William, I'll reach out." And "Rose, I'm sorry." As the truck hits the ground, creates a massive explosion. Deathstroke coming out of the smoke and flames. We hear Wintergreen on the comms yelling, "Client's not going to like that." Deathstroke, armed and ready to go. starts thinking, I know you said not to reach out until I was ready to change, but things are changing. As we hear a guard yell, Unit 1, take him down! Deathstroke talking to Wintergreen. You know what's strange, Wintergreen? I don't hate these guys at all, or the targets. I hardly think about them. But these clients, imagine the kind of ego you have to tell the world's greatest assassin how to assassinate. As we watch Deathstroke killing his way toward the facility, Wintergreen says, hard to fathom that sort of ego, sir. If I may, I think the client would tell you that's what the money's for. Deathstroke, oh yeah? Yeah. And the lavish gifts, the fancy high-tech gear? Deathstroke, they can keep the fancy gear. All I need is my... all of a sudden, he sees a soldier on a motorcycle coming at him, and he yells, hey, nice bike. We're at a security gate. We hear the telephone ringing. A guard picks up. How can I? Yeah, of course we heard that explosion. Terminator? No kidding. No, absolutely. Thanks for the heads up. And the other guard goes, hey, Gil, I'm going to take my 15. Who's on the phone? That was Austin in the tower? Yeah, what'd he say? He said, keep an eye out for a possible stolen motorcycle. A what? As the guard opens the door to take his 15, he says, oh, crap. We see a motorcycle, high speed, with bombs strapped to it, come directly and explode at the security gate. As Deathstroke is thinking, I get more tired lately. I get grumpy. I lash out. I'm an old man. Evolution was never in my nature. We see a flashback montage of Slade Wilson's past in the military, being told what to do and when to do it. He continues, I grew up looking for directions, spent my whole young life taking orders. I was a trained weapon way before the Army gave me the experimental super soldier treatment. I have superhuman strength and healing factor, but they'll make you more adaptable and open to new ideas. They make you more set in your ways, stubborn, impenetrable. As we are back to the present, carnage, Deathstroke on the comms to Wintergreen says, I'm at the safe house door. What am I going to see on the other side? Wintergreen, more of the same, I'd wager. Deathstroke shoots down the door and moves deeper into the facility. On the comms, he yells, you'd wager? Wintergreen, terribly sorry, my friend. Details on the inside of this compound were harder to nail down. Deathstroke, do you think maybe you should have been tracking down intel instead of flitting around my personal life? Wintergreen responds, you'll have a schematic in your display. We know the route, just not who you might run into along the way. Deathstroke, still thinking to himself, says, mostly impenetrable. My first love was exceptionally skilled at finding my weakness. After Adelaide, I struggled to maintain close personal relationships, try as I might. As we see 3 special forces surrounding him and shooting at him, Deathstroke yells, hopefully next time we break into a secret compound, you'll have a better idea of what to expect. As something explodes behind Deathstroke and he's thrown through the air, Wintergreen yells, what was that? We now see Deathstroke on the ground, shaken, as he responds, it was Wintergreen. I've only got one eye. How is it that I'm seeing double? All of a sudden, 2 women walk in holding massive guns in the chaos and yell, we're body doubles, bitch. You're going to want to stay on the ground. As we see Deathstroke slowly getting up. Deathstroke gets up and says, well, there's no chance of that, as he throws himself at the smaller of the 2 women. The other woman yells, careful, Silver Fox. You don't want to break a hip. Deathstroke calls out to Wintergreen and says, there. Wintergreen cuts him off and says, yes, I heard them. Body doubles. Carmen, Lino, and Bonnie Hoffman. Files say they have healing factors, but not super strength, as one of them cracks Deathstroke in his head. Deathstroke responds, healing factor. Good. This means I can stop holding back. As the taller body double woman stabs Deathstroke straight in his chest, we see Deathstroke flash back to his past, and we hear his internal thoughts. Even so, I've been around long enough to experience a lifetime worth of loss, and I've caused immeasurable losses. You know what I do, how I make my living. Deathstroke, still lost in thought, thinks, when you do that for your job, it can feel like purgatory. Highs aren't highs, lows don't feel any different. Everything's right down the middle. Wintergreen breaks his thought and screams, Slade, we have to keep moving. As Deathstroke pulls out the knife out of his chest, stabs the smaller woman in the shoulder. Wintergreen yells, the target should be right through that door. Deathstroke, I'm not even sure if I've ever felt joy. Sometimes I wonder if I can feel anything at all. As he shoots the other woman, kicks down the door, Deathstroke yells, "Wintergreen, remind our mystery client that we charge extra for metahumans." I'm just going to interject here for a second, guys. I was not expecting this next scene. We see, this is the twist. Wintergreen is tied to the chair with his throat cut and a note pinned to him. In a panic, Deathstroke takes off his mask and screams, "Wintergreen, no! We're not doing this! Wintergreen! Bill, you can't die! Jackass!" As Slade pulls off the note and it reads, "Slade, I'm taking everything," as we hear a ding. As we see Slade looking at Wintergreen's laptop and realize whoever is doing this has complete control of his computer, access to all Deathstroke's accounts. He is watching all his bank accounts being wiped out as they are stealing every cent he has ever made. They are making Slade watch all his accounts go to zero. Slade, processing, starts thinking, who had access? I have to find out the client, find out who killed, as someone yells, "Stop right there!" Soldiers surround Slade as he's still processing through his internal thoughts. "You once said that I was more than just a killer for hire, that I could do better if I tried, but I'm always trying. There is an emptiness inside of me, in my blood." Slade decides to shoot his way out of the room. The soldiers unload on him. We see Slade grab his dead friend Wintergreen, still tied to the chair, and use him as a shield. He says, "Sorry to make you a meat shield, old friend. I promise I would have done the same for you." As we hear a voice say, "Tick-tock, Slade." Slade turns around surprised and says, "What? Who said that? Wintergreen?" As we see there's a bomb strapped to Wintergreen's chair with a timer. 2, 1. This time, Slade is caught in the explosion as the bomb goes off. As the dust clears, we see the soldiers surrounding Slade with their weapons drawn, pointing directly at him. Slade is burnt, broken, and barely standing. He says, "Someone took everything. My money, my best friend. I am changing, Rose. That's the thing. I was just a killer, but now I'm something worse." And guys, this concludes the crazy action-packed comic. If you like this comic, go to your local comic shop and grab a physical copy. Thanks for hanging out with me, and please hit like, comment, and subscribe to get notifications when new videos up, and see you next time.